friends and listeners, I am the Mess Man, and I will be your storyteller, narrator, and general guide to the realm of role-playing and tabletop games in general. So, this is my first video, and I have planned D&D and many other tabletop games for years. So let me explain what I wanted to make this channel, because I have seen other channels go into detail of both D&D and Pathfinder many times, and there are some channels who will do reviews or different things of different games like World of Darkness and many other games of the like, especially Mutants and Masterminds, World of Darkness, and a few other popular mainstream games. But that said, there's no real channel that goes into detail in an orderly fashion on how do you play these games. There's no real descriptor on how do you play a D20 system like Dungeons and Dragons. There's no descriptor on how you play a percentile game like Warhammer or Outbreak the Undead. I know, not very popular, but it exists. And there's not really descriptors on. There's not really anything that goes into detail on how you play games like A World of Darkness, A Song of Ice and Fire, and the like, that use successes rather than just how well was the total result, like Mouse Guard. So that said, I'm just here to kind of explain how these games work, tell you stories of what I have done, what I plan to do, and what we will be doing. So here within the next month, expect streams, expect more videos covering more content like what's a good villain, what's a bad villain, what's an interesting villain, what's a good campaign idea, what is some general optional rules you might want to check out or just want to avoid. And I will have others to talk with me instead of just me rambling to myself, lonely in a room. But expect at least one video weekly for now until I can either get more creative or get a faster process than just me reading off a script or bullshitting this, which is quite a common theme for me, I guess. So expect others, expect more videos, and the like. But that is just the introduction of what I want this channel to be, and I hope you appreciate the effort, even if I'm not the most appealing in nature with my voice. So, that said, let's talk about what is tabletop role-playing. So many people will understand role-playing to be more of a kink, if you will, or sexual thing, and it is, but let's face it, it's not what makes role-playing. So in this particular form of role-playing is tabletop role-playing, and you create a persona, you create an interesting persona of your choice. Like in a fantasy realm, you want to play the highborn human paladin who wants to, be the sword for his god, for his deity, and to be the general either lawful asshole or that guy. Or maybe you want to play something a little different. Maybe you want to play A Song of Ice and Fire and play the lowborn scoundrel type who his best qualities are how well he can be unnoticed and steal, and is pretty good with his words. Maybe you don't want to play any of those. Maybe you want to just play something off the wall. Maybe you want to play some kind of World of Darkness where maybe you're a werewolf, maybe you're a vampire, maybe you're just a human detective and trying to figure out why these strange mysterious events are happening in, as best described, a relatively normal world. And this kind of allows you to play the persona of people who generally are common but aren't too common. Allows you to play the world you want to play and play people you would never see in any real-time game, any Call of Duty type thing. That sounds like the worst excuse. Basically, it allows you to play someone other than yourself, and though you will try, you'll always play yourself. You'll just play the weirder parts of yourself, or sometimes you'll just play the most obvious part of yourself and everyone will know who you are, So, and maybe you'll come up with a general theme, like me who's a general asshole, but we'll get over that. So, another thing about tabletop role-playing is it doesn't have to be just roleplay. It doesn't have to be you charging up saying, I am Sir What's His Dick, the captain of the guard, and I want to be the big badass with a sword, and role-playing that out to whatever extreme you want to go. It can be something simpler, like I introduce myself. My character's, big, tall, beefy, and scary. I have big pointy tusks and big pointy ears. And, I obviously carry around a big sword, and, and then from that point, you can explain how your character would rather charge than, with the great and furious charge, I swing my sword, crying out the powers of my god. It can be to any extreme. It can be anywhere on the spectrum, which is the beauty of tabletop role-playing. You meet people who have different comfort levels, where you can be extreme, or you can be just tactical. And so this is kind of the beauty of tabletop role-playing. It doesn't have to be awkward. It can be very, very tactical. It can be very calm. And in time, you develop friendships this way. Some friendships you may want to keep, some you really freaking don't. Trust me, I know. You meet some really odd people through this world, but at the same time, I know I've met friends who I do not regret meeting at all. And I don't plan on ever changing that. So for those of you who are new to tabletop role-playing, check out my videos. I will have eventually descriptors on how do you play these games. And don't be afraid to check out sites. Like, I know there are sites that allow this, and if you don't have a local hometown of a game store that sells these books and don't got people where you can meet up easily, don't be afraid to check out websites like Roll20. Roll20 is the best website. I recommend it. It's what I use, so they're not even paying me, so check it out. Check them out. Meet people. Enjoy. So with that, all I gotta say left is, may the dice forever be in your favor.